Welcome to another edition of Bearcat Blitz. I'm William Wolkoff alongside Corey Griffin. Corey, how are you today?
It's great to be back.
The UC football team begins conference play this Saturday, October 4th with a matchup against Memphis. So today, we are going to predict every single American Conference game on UC's schedule. Memphis.
After receiving losses from 11th-ranked UCLA and 10th-ranked Ole Miss, I believe that the Tigers have had their share of wake-up calls, but will take another loss to the Bearcats in a close-scoring game.
Corey, I'm going to have to agree with you here. This is going to be a close call, but I think UC will pull it out in a shootout. Keep in mind that Memphis has played two ranked opponents this year. Also, sophomore running back Dorland Dorsus has 4 touchdowns in 4 games. UC's 108th ranked defense will have to find a way to stop him, but UC's offense should be enough to win the game in the end. SMU.
The SMU Mustangs have yet to pull out a win this season, only scoring a total of 12 points in 4 games. After taking another loss from Eastern Carolina this upcoming week, the Mustangs will struggle to compete with the Bearcats on October 18th. Will, I'm going with the Bearcats.
SMU? They've been shut out twice, and they only have 12 points this year? They're awful. UC rolls in this one easily. South Florida.
Last year, the Bulls handed us our second loss of the season as we traveled down to Florida to play in inclement weather. I have faith that the Bearcats will dominate this game as they play in Paul Brown Stadium under those Friday night lights.
Don't know what you were doing there, but Corey, I'll agree with you again. South Florida has a freshman running back in Marlon Mack who has 5 touchdowns in 5 games. He's pretty electric, but the rest of his team is not. Sophomore quarterback Mike White has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. UC wins this one. Tulane.
Having an average of 34 points allowed against them each week, the Tulane Green Wave has struggled since stepping foot in the American Conference. I without a doubt have the Bearcats winning this one, Will.
Gonna have to agree with you again, Corey. You have another quarterback in Tanner Lee who has thrown more picks than touchdowns. I'll take Cincinnati here. East Carolina.
Now, the Eastern Carolina Pirates have marked their territory in the American Conference with big-time wins against 17th-ranked Virginia Tech and the North Carolina Tar Heels. With a confident senior quarterback in Shane Carden, I see the Bearcats losing this one in a heartbreaking overtime game.
Corey, unfortunately, I'm going to have to agree with you here. Heisman candidate Shane Carden is going to be a very difficult task for our defense. And this is a team that hung 70 points on UNC. This offense is nothing less than explosive. Also, their defense is very underrated. They contained ranked South Carolina and Virginia Tech to less than 35 points. Coach Ruffin McNeil has a very balanced football team right now, and UC does not. I think we keep it close, but East Carolina will be too much in the end. UConn.
UConn will host the Bearcats at home this year, which will make the travel back home less painful as the Bearcats will pull out the win in this year's matchup.
Gonna have to agree with you here, Corey. UConn's highest point total this year was 21 points. They have a nice playmaker and wide receiver, Deshaun Fox, but our defense can handle him. UC wins easily here. Temple.
Temple will play at home this year against the Bearcats in a stadium that struggles to get filled each game. Although P.J. Walker will be hard to contain, I have the Bearcats winning this game, Will.
Corey, I'm gonna have to disagree with you here. This is a trap game. Temple crushed Vanderbilt in their first game 37-7, and the defense is 5th in the nation in points allowed. Also, quarterback P.J. Walker, who threw for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns against us last year, well, he's only gotten better. UC's defense will have their hands full with P.J. Walker, and I think that may be enough for Temple to win at home. Houston.
Houston is known for their strong passing attack, but I can see the Bearcat defense having their secondary on lock in the last game of the season. I have to go with the Bearcats with a win to end the season with an outstanding 6-1 record in conference play.
Corey, gonna have to agree with you here. This is a team that has disappointed me this year. Quarterback John O'Korn had a brilliant freshman year, but he hasn't been able to find a rhythm so far. This team is inconsistent, and I think UC can handle them at home, putting them at 5-2 in conference play.
Well, enough from us. We want to hear from you. How do you think the Bearcats will fare in conference play? Leave your comment below and also like us on Bearcats Media on Facebook and follow us at Bearcats Media on Twitter for more Bearcat Blitz. I'm Corey Griffin.
And I'm William Wolkoff. Join us next time for another edition of Bearcat Blitz.